Salvete discipuli. It is about 1:48 on Wednesday the 24th. You have a homework due tomorrow on participles. And I wanted to show you how you might want to go about doing some of this homework because it can be kind of tricky, especially since we haven't covered this since about a week ago before the projects. So we're going to do examples 2 and 3 right here, and you can follow suit for the other ones. All right. So if we look at number 2, all right, let's read the sentence first. The soldiers bursting in the palace were screaming out deafening battle cries. Okay. So the first thing I want to be able to do is identify the participle in the sentence. Now remember, we have 3 participles. We have the present participle, which is going to be blanking. We have the perfect passive participle, which is going to be blanked or having been blanked. And we have the future participle, which is about to blank or intending to blank. So if I look, it's obviously it's bursting into. That's my participle. Okay, and luckily for you, the participles have actually been bolded. So here, bursting into is my participle. So the first thing I want to find out about it is, and this isn't one of the questions, but what type of participle is it? Is it present? Is it perfect? Or is it future? And this one, because it's bursting into, is a present participle. Okay, so this is definitely going to be one of my present participles. Now I want to figure out what the word modified is, meaning these participles are verbal adjectives. They go back to a noun. What noun does bursting into go back to? And in this case, you have to think then who is bursting in or what is bursting in? So it goes back to soldiers. So I'm going to write soldiers right here. Okay. So the soldiers bursting in the palace, screaming out deafening battle cries. So the word modified was soldiers. Now I need to start figuring out, essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what form of the participle I would need for this. So I already know it's a present participle. But now I need to think, okay, well, it's an adjective. It has to agree with its noun in case, number, and gender. So what case would I need to agree with soldiers? All right? Meaning that whatever the case of soldiers is, bursting into is going to have to be in that same case. So here, in my sentence, the soldiers were screaming out battle cries. Soldiers is my subject. So for the subject, I would use the nominative case, meaning that along with soldiers, my participle would also be in the nominative. So the case I need is nominative. Now I also have to think, and I haven't asked you these questions, but is it going to be singular or plural? So if soldiers here, I have soldiers, that's plural. So I need the nominative plural. Okay, so I also know, and I may just want to write that down here, plural. And then I also have to think, is it masculine, feminine, or neuter? So I haven't asked you these questions, but they're things we're going to have to consider. Soldiers is also masculine. So I'm just going to put an M up there. This will just help me in the future. So now I need to form the participle. So I first need to know the word for bursting into. And some of this vocab is new. So what you want to do is you can get it by simply accessing the participles vocab list that's in the topic as well. The word for bursting into is a rumpo or rumpare. All right. So to form the present participle, remember what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut off the RE, and I'm going to add NS and NTIS. So irumpens. Irumpentis is the word that I have. Sorry, hold on. Irumpens, irumpentis is what my participle is. Okay? So now what I need to do is make this masculine, nominative, plural. So I just need to follow the endings. And if we need to know the endings of participles, we can go to that worksheet that we did last week. So if I follow the endings, remember that the present participle just follows third declension endings. So blank ISIEME, ace. So it would be, the participle I put here is irumpentes. And that's what I need to do for each one. All right. Let's try number 3. Okay. They quickly rushed towards the emperor, shaking in the corner and filled with fear. All right. Now, let's go and we'll do the same thing. So my participle here that I want to do is filled. All right, that's the one that's bolded. Shaking is also a participle, but in this case, filled is the bolded one. That's the only one I need to do. All right, so filled here, is that a present, perfect, or a future? And if we look at it, it's blanked, so this is a perfect participle. All right, so I need a perfect participle. That's just my 4th principal part. All right, and I need to figure out what is filled with fear. And if I read my sentence again, it's the emperor. It goes all the way back here to emperor. All right, so I'm going to write word modified as emperor. Now, I need to start thinking about case, number, and gender. So emperor I know is masculine. There's only one, so he's singular. What case would it be, though? So I need to read my sentence again. They quickly rushed towards the emperor. Well, the word for towards is odd, and I know that the preposition odd takes the accusative case. So here I need the accusative case. All right, so I need the masculine accusative singular. Now I need to form the basic form of the participle. So I need the word filled. Now this is also another one from the list. The word for to fill is compleo, like complete. Complete is a derivative of this word. Compleo, complere, complevi, and then the fourth principal part, which is what I care about for the perfect participle, is completus, us there. Okay, so really it's completus right? Okay, and I need the masculine, so I need that us set of endings, and I need the accusative singular. So if I follow that down, us, completum. And that's what I would do. All right, if we want to, why don't we go ahead and do number 4? If you're still watching this, you've earned it. So the idea here is I have my participle, it's having been forced. Now, having been blanked is also, right, a perfect participle. So here I'm dealing with the perfect participle. I need to figure out what, again, that's just my fourth principal part. What word does it go back to? So having been forced here goes back to, what's having been forced? It's the emperor. So it goes back to emperor, so I'm going to write that again. So here, again, it's emperor. The case for emperor, well, now I need to think, right, of the case number and gender. So I know that emperor is masculine, and there's only one here, so singular. All right, and then if I'm having been forced, going back to emperor, I need to think about what case emperor is. So in my sentence, the emperor, having been forced into chains, was humiliated and paraded through the streets. Well, in this case, the emperor was humiliated and paraded through the streets. He's my subject, which means that I would need the nominative case. So I need the masculine nominative singular for this. The word for to force, this is also a new word you can find on that participles list, is kogo, kogere, koegi, and the fourth principal part of it is coactus. And remember, that's really coactus right? Because it's an adjective and can take multiple forms. If I need the masculine nominative singular, well, the masculine is the us set of endings. The nominative singular is actually just us. So in this sense, it's coactus. You would do this same. It took a while at first, but you'll notice it's moving quicker now. You would follow this same process for each one of them. And that is how you will want to complete the remainder of your homework. If you have any questions, please feel free to micro me, and I hope this video has been informative. I'll see you guys in class tomorrow. Well, late.